Yo, what's up? What's up, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers? Your boy Puerto'S 77, and I know it's been a minute. It's been a good minute. Let me check out. Make sure the audio sounds good. All right, all right. So audio sounding good and stuff like that. Gonna chit chat for a little bit, let the room fill up and stuff like that. Um, uh, I know I've been out of pocket for a little while. Been visiting family. I was in New York for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Haven't done two podcasts. My man Robert McLeod, thank you for showing up. Um, and it's gonna be a short week this week because tomorrow I'm gonna have my podcast. Scrub Gamer was good. Thank you for showing up. All right, gonna have a podcast tomorrow. Gonna have some great guests. You could say it's my going away podcast. Sam, what's up? Lionel, what's good, my G, my dude? You know what I'm saying? I do Juegos, was good. Glad you fellas could show up. J Dog, what's good? Missed you guys, man. I missed you guys bad. I ain't gonna lie. I miss cutting it up with you dudes. I miss talking gaming with you dudes. You know, I miss being live with you dudes and do that. You know, my fellow gamers. It was a great time. You know what I'm saying? Michael, what's going on? Colton, what's up? Danny Stab, Michael, what's good, man? Jediah, what's up? Thank you for showing up. I'm gonna let the room fill up a little bit. You know, he says, that's it. My man Robert says, as soon as I show up, the room starts filling up. You know what I'm saying? You the man that gets the party started. You know, Dex Perez, what's going on? Yo, I miss y'all dudes bad. I ain't gonna lie, man. I really, it's a real blessing that, you know, I have family and friends like you guys, man. And I love the fact that you guys hit me up on PSN and stuff. I try to answer all the questions and, you know, chats, you know, stuff like that, man. I really appreciate it, man. I don't take you guys rocking out with me for granted. Yo, disinfectamine, you know what I'm saying? Was good. Sell me that TV. Actually, this TV belongs to my brother-in-law because my TV, I shipped it to Germany, so he loaned me his TV because I got a game. You know what I'm saying? I had that urge. It's like crack. It's like crack cocaine. You know what I'm saying? I just whatever. So he hooked me up. It's an Insignia because he works at Best Buy, and they gave him, I guess, because of employee discount. It's a 4K Roku TV, and he got it for $125. It's a 4K TV. I think it's like 43 inch. 43 inch for $125. I was like, yo, that's not bad. It's his first 4K TV, and he decided just to start slow for $125. You can't beat that. A 43 inch 4K TV, Roku also. That's pretty cool, man. Savage was good. Neverland, what's up? Triggers, what's good, people? Oh shit, Halo Storm. Unblock my other account. It's pretty much the same as this one. Otherwise, I'm unsubbing. What's your other account, man? Send it to me in a DM. And then I'll try to figure that out. All right. Just let me know what the other account is and stuff like that. Lex Perez, what's going on, man? Rebirth, what's good, people? Are you done with your channel and podcast? I'm not done. It's just things are gonna change. So most of you already know Ravenflow was good. That I'll be this Thursday. I actually fly out to Germany with my wife. And you know, because of the time difference, things are just gonna change. Yo, Cena sucks. What's good? Yeah, send it to me on Twitter, man. And then I'll go back to my channel, figure out how to unblock people, and then I'll take care of your account. But send me the exact name that you have on, right? And I'll hook it up. And just in case, send me the link to your YouTube channel too. You know, your YouTube link, just in case they ask me for that, all right? Chris Cobra was good. Acela. Since you'll be in German, there's Sennheiser, some of the finest high-end headphones to have access to. Man, you know, I'm looking. You know what? I'll be honest. So this Thursday, I'm heading out to Germany, as we all know. Most reviews know, and things are going to change. You know, because of the time difference, the time hours, and also, again, most of you know that I work for the Marine Corps. I'm a Marine. Also, my work schedule. You know, so I have to balance that out. How, you know, what my work schedule is like, traveling and stuff like that. So things are going to change, but I will put my best effort to continue to provide to continue to provide my podcast. You know, I'm still going to try to do all that, and you know, because I know you guys enjoy it. I enjoy the fact that you guys enjoy it. It's a good time. This is a great time. I am not gonna lie. Last 2 weeks, I really missed you dudes on stuff like that. There's Mrs. Puerto'S. She's entering. Yeah, well, they can't see you, not from camera. She saluted, yeah. She's excited to leave Thursday. It's bittersweet. She's excited because she's excited to see Italy. We're getting. I think we're gonna try to spend New Year's in France. So 2019, we're gonna be in Paris. I think that's exciting. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I appreciate it. I love serving. Um, I've been doing it for 21 years, and it's been a phenomenal experience. And I see this like a gift from the Marine Corps because it was hard because for what I do, it's hard to get jobs out in Europe. What I mean by that, there's only so many slots we could get, and the fact that I got that slot to go to Europe, and I could go there for 3 years. Man, I just phenomenal. And let me address Super Chat. My man Lionel, yo, brother, I really appreciate the support you've been giving me. He says, yo, P-Rock, we need to get for software. We need to get ads from software for nerfing Bloodborne. Kids move out here making us look crazy. Yo, you seen? I guess he started glitching and all that stuff. And whatever, people are mad. And plus he's getting paid. He's working for that $400 though. My man's working. You know what's funny? Watching Kids Move streams and watching how challenging Bloodborne is to him. It kind of reminds me of when Xbox dudes be like, they don't like The Last of Us, they don't like Uncharted because we don't like walking simulators, right? We want competitive games with real gameplay. And most of these dudes never play Bloodborne. You know what I'm saying? You want gameplay? You want shit that's tough? Get your ass on Bloodborne because I guarantee most of these dudes will look like Kid Smooth. And Kid Smooth is a cool dude. I love him. You know what I'm saying? In fact, he's going to be on the podcast tomorrow, and I appreciate that. He's going to be on for a little bit. Can you unblock me on Twitter too? I'll send you the link. Man, bro, Hailstone, what did you do? Oh, shit. Fucking Hailstorm. All right, this is what I need you to do. Send me, because if I send me the link. Can you unblock me on Twitter too? Holy shit. All right. Fucking put on the chat your Twitter link to the link to your Twitter. My man Halo Storm is crazy, bro. But anyway, so looking at Kids Move playing, a lot of these dudes ain't trying the actual games with gameplay on PlayStation because they make up an excuse for something. Like if you want gameplay, you don't have to play The Last of Us. Go play Bloodborne. Go play Neo. It's still one of my favorite games. You understand what I'm saying? It's freaking unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Those are games with gameplay, with depth, with challenge in a big, beautiful design world. I don't know what to tell you. Go play Gravity Rush. It may sound stupid, but the gameplay is phenomenal. These aren't walking sims at all. I don't know what to tell dudes. Dudes want to own PlayStation, but they don't want to dive into the games PlayStation has. That's just, I don't know. It's y'all lost. If you got a PlayStation, break out of your mindset of I don't play Japanese games. Play, it's a game. Don't worry about who's it made by. Just go in there and play. And you'll be surprised how amazing some of these games are. And like if you don't like walking sims, try out these games. And you'll be amazed at how tough, how challenging, but how rewarding these games are. It's just bug out, right? I want to address another super chat. The Raven Flow. $4.99. He says, "Good luck, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But I'm really looking forward. I'm really, really looking forward to this venture in Europe. For a couple of things. Different culture. I love experiencing different culture. I just love it. I'm not the type to be like, I just like my own country. When I lived in Japan for 3 years, I absolutely loved it, and I'm absolutely ready to enjoy Europe and everything. And what I'm really looking forward to from the gamer side is to see." Each country's, gaming, I don't know, philosophy, well, not philosophy, just their lifestyle in gaming, find out the little spots where gamers hang out, places that still have arcades. I'm definitely going to jump on Gamescom. I'm excited. Hopefully, work doesn't interfere with that, stuff like that, So I'm going to try to hit up all the areas, whatever. And then, like, while I'm out in different countries, you can see my iPhone, and I'm gonna do either recording or live, podcast live from Italy, 60 frames no lag, you know what I'm saying? I'm also looking to connect with European YouTubers. I know a lot of times it's because of the hours conflict when they start podcasting, most of us are at work or whatever. So I'm looking to hook up with European gamers, Xbox, PlayStation, PC, whatever. Just hook up with more talent out there and stuff. And I'm really excited for that stuff. My man Acela, what's going on? So yeah, I'm really excited. I missed you dudes. I miss talking about gaming with you guys. I miss podcasting and stuff like that. It's gonna be amazing times, and I'm glad you're here rocking out with me. I know it's late. I know we up, but we gamers. Hopefully, if you guys are working late, I can entertain you, make your shift go by a little bit faster. Right now, we got 56 people watching. If you guys don't mind, hit the like button and retweet it, so we can get the party started and we get the people up in here. So I'll start off on a light note. So on the light note, we got hold on, let me fix this pop-out chat. Let me fix this pop-out chat real quick. Here we go. It's kind of messing up a little bit. Let me do this. We're gonna start on a light note with Days Gone. Right here. It's good to hear Sandy PR saying what's your thoughts about the crossplay debacle. We're gonna talk about that. That's on the title screen. All right, my man Kingsblood Gaming. He elevated himself to PC gaming, so he doesn't want to hang out with us plebs anymore. If the game ain't running at 144 frames, it's trash. He's no longer accepting the bullshit console has. He elevated. Kingsblood said enough is enough. I'm done with you console plebs. If you guys ain't up, if your frame rate is not triple digit, your game is trash. So shout out, thank you Kingsblood for stopping by. So we're gonna talk about Days Gone. Now, most of you who follow my podcast, you see in the background I'm playing Shadow War. Let me talk about Shadow War real quick on a side note. So I'm playing Shadow War. I don't know what it is, but I'm not feeling the game like the way I felt Shadow of Mordor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't put my finger on the pulse. Because I remember when I played Shadow of Mordor, I was flowing. I was doing the story. I was flowing through, the orc shit. That I was just flowing, and it was amazing. It was an amazing ride. All right. Okay. So I'm on flowing. But this game, it stops my flow. You know what I'm saying? Man, my gamer was good. Thumbs. They made the game a grind. That exactly. Like, in order for me to progress, I have to be a certain level, and I need epic gear to get power and all this. But in order to do this, I have to keep grinding and getting it. And it's just messing up the flow. I don't remember Shadow of Mordor just being so grindy, And I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that grindiness, And I'm not the type to pay for microtransactions because I'm too lazy, or I'm not going to say the word lazy. I'll say impatient. I'm not impatient. If I need to grind to get better, I will grind to get better. I just feel it's unnecessary for this game, especially when I played the first one. Like, the first one was just dope. I understand they improved some mechanics and stuff, but why the grind? It kind of takes away from the momentum of the story, especially this is Lord of the Rings. It's the single player experience. This grinding epic, it kind of feels like a Destiny type thing. Like, I'm grinding for stuff just so I can move on to the next thing. It's too much, So I'm keep playing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not there. It's not hitting me like Mordor. Mordor was a surprise hit when I played it. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Acela asked me if I'm looking forward to Detroit Become Human. Man, hell yeah. I love Quantum Dream games. Yo, I've been a fan since I don't know if you guys ever played it. It was on the PS2. Indigo Prophecy. I think in Europe they called it Fahrenheit. And when I played, that was like my first Telltale type. I know we calling it Telltale games, but Quantum Break was around before Telltale games, and there was other games that did it. But when I played Indigo Prophecy, I just fell in love with that game. I was like, yo, this is amazing. I like the place. I like the story. I just enjoyed it. So I became a huge fan of Quantic Dream since that day. I played Heavy Rain. I played Beyond Two Souls. I even love from my other companies like Supermassive or Supermissive, Until Dawn. I love all that shit. And I love Telltale games too. I love all that stuff, man. Um, let's see, real quick. That's just I don't. It's just yeah. Back to Shadow War. I know some people don't like it. Um, this just to sum up. All right, Puerto Rock. Also in Europe, it would be a good opportunity to visit CD Projekt Red Studio. That's not a bad idea, man. If I could do things like that, I would love to. Yeah. So I just want to touch on that. I'm gonna still play it. I'm gonna still go through. I'm gonna beat it. I heard this like you have to grind a lot in order to get the true ending. I don't know if I'm gonna go that hard, and I'm gonna beat the game. But if I end up not getting the true ending because I didn't do 500 hours of fucking mining or whatever, then so be it. I'm gonna just keep it pushing. You understand? There's a lot more games to catch up to. There's a lot of games I want to play. All right, but let's talk about Days Gone. All right. Uh, if you follow my podcast, I think since the release of when God of War was announced to be released in April, I said Days Gone is 2019. And I had this discussion with Kratos, J Dub City. Shout out to him. He's going to be on the podcast tomorrow. Craig Harris. I told Jay Bari, the godfather of PlayStation, the man that does all things PlayStation, I told him Days Gone is 2019. He was like, no, it's going to be November, December. And I'm like, brother, man, Bari, my brother, it is 2019. They're going to make up some excuse. They're not going to tell you the truth. No company's going to tell you we delay a game because we're trying to maximize the revenue of the game. No company will ever tell you that. They're never going to tell you the reason why we're delaying the game because we're trying to maximize the potential sales of the game. You're not going to hear that. They're going to tell you gamer-friendly terms. Oh, we're quality testing. We're optimizing. We're improving the graphics. We're giving you the best possible quality ever. They're going to give you all this thing. You'll be like, oh my God, they're going to give me the best game ever. No, they delayed the game for financial reasons because they want the game to sell the most they want. I told you about this. I told you about this. Pony Rock, when are you going to play Roblox? Is that even on PlayStation? Isn't that like one of Xbox's best games, Roblox? I'm just playing. But I told you this. This year is stacked for the PlayStation console. It is stacked. It is tremendously stacked. There is so much exclusive content that's coming out on this platform. And then the multi-plats, Red Dead Redemption, we're getting exclusive stuff. I think it's going to be exclusive online modes or games or something that has to do with the online, So for the PlayStation brand, we don't even need an E3 this year. 2018 is a phenomenal year for PlayStation. We got so much going on for the platform, and I cannot wait till I get to Germany because one of the things I want to do is I finally want to get me the VR because there's just so much content. I guess recently another game called Mars, and a lot of people are raving about it. It's a full-fledged, full AAA game that's amazing and controls amazing. You understand? So it's an amazing time to be a PlayStation gamer. All right. Somebody asked, can you name me the exclusives coming out this year? I know on PlayStation, obviously we know the big ones. Spider-Man is huge. Detroit Become Human is huge. God of War's become huge. If you're into baseball, I don't know if you are, that's hit or miss. But if you're a sports fan, I'm a big baseball fan. This year's baseball is huge because this year there is no microtransactions. Sony sees what's going on with the industry, so they removed microtransaction. There is no buying shit to get your player better. None of that. You have to do everything in game, and they balanced it out so that way it doesn't become a chore. So that's a good thing. Then you have also some smaller indie titles like Hong Kong Massacre. I'm looking huge forward to that. And then there's The City this year. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, we're gonna have to go in through a list and go through all that stuff. I know some people excited. It's just a great time. It's just gaming across gaming and stuff. All right. But Dreams is another title for some people that are interested in that. It's just too much, So there was no room for Days Gone, and they're not going to release Days Gone in December. That doesn't make sense for that level of a title. Maybe if it was a smaller title, like The Last Guardian type title, they probably release in December. But nah, they want to give this game a specific strategic month that can maximize the sales potential. Just like what they did with Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn came towards the latter half of February. It came in like the last week of February or so. They put Horizon Zero Dawn in a perfect position to where there was not much competition surrounding the game. So the game pretty much had, stuff to itself, and it was the big hype. It was the big conversation. There was really no other conversations around in terms of that. That was the big deal. And the end result is 7.6 million sales after a full year, and they're trying to set up Days Gone for that same type of success, 2019 is going to be another killer year right off the bat. Days Gone, and you could reasonably assume, hopefully we'll get more word this E3, but you could potentially see in 2019 Days Gone, The Last of Us, and Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe Death Stranding. That's another big year. And then one of the games I've been talking about for a long time, Lost Soul Aside, is a 2019 game. Oh man, it's just knockouts, bro. Sony's throwing haymakers for the next 2 years. We don't know what they're going to talk about in 2018, but if they talk about more new IPs for 2019, 2020, it's just haymakers. Sony's just straight throwing out haymakers and just knocking anybody in the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's just insane. So I'm not surprised that Days Gone. I know some people are upset. But there's a lot of content that's coming out this year. And then obviously October, once Red Dead comes out, it's the big thing. 2019 is going to kick off with a great year. We're going to kick off 2019 with an amazing lineup, and it's going to be Days Gone. So that's it. My man said Rick Hunter Lost Soul Aside have to come out this year. No, it's coming out 2019. It was talked about during the last PSX. It's a 2019 release. I was disappointed because I wanted to come out this year, but it's coming out 2019, and that was during the week of PSX or the weekend of PSX. That's just how it is. Let's see. I am wanting to mention in relation to PSVR. There's some good titles from HTC Vive coming to PS. Really, and the PSVR movement is growing. FS Remake about to be a PS6 launch title. No shit, right? Let's not even start on Final Fantasy VII Remake. They should have known that was a big title going back to the PS3. If you guys remember, if you don't remember, or if you weren't around, maybe some of you are younger, you didn't see it. But go back to 2006, 2007. Look up Final Fantasy VII PS3 something, right? PS3 reveal or whatever. Or PS3, mock-up, whatever. And one of the things that was shown to show the power of PlayStation 3 was reimagining of Final Fantasy. When they showed that reimagining, the 2006 PS3 review, when they showed that reveal, people went wild. No different than the Nintendo fans who went wild recently over Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It was a big thing, man. It was huge. To take probably one of the most popular Final Fantasies and remake it, and people saw how it looked. Oh man, people were just going crazy. This was 2006. This was 12 years ago. 12 years ago, and we still don't got the game. Final Fantasy VII is probably Square Enix's cash cow. It probably will sell more than any game they could possibly release or make over the last, more than Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider, I think, sold 7 million. I guarantee Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII will probably sell 7 million on the PlayStation 4 alone. Because it's huge for the PlayStation community. That remake will be huge. At least 5 mil. At least 5 mil. Final Fantasy remake. If they release that shit, 5 mil easy on PlayStation 4. Alone. Not even including PC or Xbox. PlayStation alone, you can see 5 mil for that game. And I just don't see how Square Enix don't have the membrane to be like, yo, Final Fantasy Remake is the priority. That's our money. If Square Enix has any financial issues, Final Fantasy Remake will fix it. Like that. I'm telling you, the game is going to be bananas. And I don't know. They want to do dumb shit like Hitman fucking interval bullshit. Yo, real. My man Ravenflow, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said Nintendo's coming for Microsoft with Smash. Yo, Nintendo's coming hard. Nintendo's not playing ball. And this is what I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna save. I'm glad you put that tweet because that's gonna be part of a topic I talk about towards the end. Right. Anyway, so Days Gone. Don't flip out. There's nothing. The game's not in danger. It's not in trouble delay. I know some people are spreading that rumor. Has nothing to do with that. I said, and I told you guys for a while, it was going to be delayed. There is no room for Days Gone this year, not financially. So that's it. My man said, Puerto Rock, if you're getting into PSVR, I recommend taking a look into Accounting Plus and Job Simulator. Yeah. Oh man, you guys are a trip, right? So we're gonna talk about the next topic. Next topic is this is when it's gonna get good. Oh, my man Jay Fonzarelli, what's up, brother? I don't know if you're at work. You might be at work, and I hope I can help you pass the time. Next topic: crossplay, Sony, anti-consumerism, all this stuff, right? I'm gonna give you my opinion on crossplay, so there's no confusion on my stance. All right, I think crossplay is a good idea. Why not? Any console that could play with other consoles, any devices that could play with devices, if you could all play with against each other, I see nothing wrong with that. Am I going googly gaga over it? Am I gonna cry over it that we don't have it or whatever? Or if a game does have it, this game don't, this game do, I don't care. All right? Crossplay has never been a thing for me at any point in time. It's indifferent to me. I don't care. All right? If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I never really noticed. Like Street Fighter 5 has crossplay. I really don't care. Doesn't matter. I care more for when I adjust my settings in Street Fighter 5, I switch the basic connection to 4.5 because all I care about is a good connection. I don't really care because the person on the other side of the screen is oblivious to me. What they play on is oblivious to me. All I know is you're playing Street Fighter, I'm playing Street Fighter. You're gonna whip my ass, or I'm gonna whoop your ass, and that's it. That's all it is. It doesn't matter. If I beat a Street Fighter fighter on PC, I don't feel extra pride. Yes, I beat a PC gamer as compared to another PS4 gamer. It doesn't really matter. A gamer's game. What platform, whatever. Have a beer on me when y'all get to Germany, brother. No, definitely. I will let you know. I'm going to have plenty of beers when I get out there. Oktoberfest for the win. All day was good, brother. How your kids, how your wife. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. All right. Please hit the like button and get the information out there. Craig Harris. Yeah, I pulled one of your stunts, Craig Harris. I did one of those late night stuff. Daniel J. What's going on, brother? And OBJ the Don. Thank you guys for supporting me. But again, crossplay. If it's there, it's there. If it's cool, it's cool. I have no issues with it. I'm indifferent. It's not something I look for a console. All right. The thing that's funny is gamers are only concerned with crossplay when news comes out that Sony's not supporting Microsoft or Sony doesn't want to have anything to do with Xbox. All right. Before those news come out or articles come out or another statement comes out, no one talks about crossplay. If you guys want crossplay to succeed, you're going to have to do it more than just, Sony's anti-consumer. That's not going to work. Talk about the times you do have crossplay with PC gamers or with Nintendo gamers or Android gamers, whoever the fuck. Talk about it. Because I don't see it. I never see anybody really. I'll be honest. I see more people on the regular hate crossplay with PC. They're like, oh man, I want to play with the PC. They have an advantage. They do this. They got 100 frames. They play with mouse and keyboard, yada, yada. They use glitch, aimbots. I see more complaints about crossplay versus PC than I do pro shit. I never like this secret scenario of, well, I could play with my long lost brother in Anchorage, Alaska. And he has a PlayStation. And I got an Xbox. And now we can finally play together. But I can't because Sony's stopping me. Sony's stopping me from playing with my long lost brother. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. Are you kidding me? You're telling me Sony's stopping you from playing with your brother. How about you buy a PlayStation and play with your brother? Do you hate PlayStation that bad that you won't play with your brother? Really? Get out of here with this bullshit. So you're telling me the only way you're gonna play with family, the only way you're gonna play with your best friend who saved your life one day from gang violence is when Sony flips the switch and says, fine, we're gonna crossplay. You're telling me it's gonna take that. You can't just simply, to play with your best friend, to play with your son, buy a fucking PlayStation for $200 and play that one game. You won't play Fortnite with your best friend. The funny part is, and this is going to lead into it, you don't even have to pay for PSN to play Fortnite with your best friend, with your brother, your sister, whoever, your cousin twice removed, whatever the situation. You buy a $200, buy it used, $75, $125. You create an account, don't have to even pay for PSN to play Fortnite. It's free, which is something I'm going to talk about. It's free. Make an account. It's free. Play with your best friend. But no, the only way, this funny, this story, I could play with my little brother if he, because he's playing on Xbox, I can play with my little brother. How about you fucking buy a PlayStation and play with your fucking little brother? He's your little brother. You're telling me this fucking console war is that important? You can't buy a console to play with your little brother? The only way you can play with your little brother is with Yoshida giving the network permission to unlock. Are you relying on freaking Yoshida and Andrew House to play with your little brother? Really? Really? That's really what we're doing here. You will not play with your brother because you refuse to get a PlayStation to play with your little brother. God, fuck out of here. Bro, y'all do the most. Yo, y'all do the most. Let me tell you something. When that whole shit started again, I did a couple of things. I looked up Twitter accounts for hardcore Nintendo fans. Right? Because, all right, for a little background, recently, Fortnite has crossplay. They enable crossplay, right? They enable crossplay with PC, Android, and iOS. So even with phone gamers, right? Now, with the consoles, PS4 can play with iOS, Android, PC. Or on the flip side, Xbox can play with iOS, Android, PC. But Xbox and PS4 cannot play with each other. So PS4 will play with iOS, Android, PC. Xbox will play with iOS, Android, PC. And those are the two networks right there. All right? But Xbox and PlayStation 4 gamers will never cross. Never. The Android gamers, let's say, could play with Xbox. They could play with PS4. Depending on the servers. Same thing with PC gamers. You might have a server where you're playing against Xbox gamers, and then the next round, you end up playing with PS4 gamers. So if you're a PC gamer, if you're an Android gamer, if you're an iPhone gamer, you have access to play with both. But you will never be in a server where both PS4 and Xbox gamers are on the same thing. It's going to be one or the other, right? So obviously, some people in the Xbox community, the ones that champion anti-consumerism, they wear that in the chest. That's anti-consumer. We need to say something about it. Because I can't play with my little brother because it's Sony's fault. That's the scenario we go through. That's the shit we need to do, right? So I saw all the bullshit, so I orchestrated a plot. Some of you saw my tweet on that. But before I orchestrated a plot, I said, let me go look at Nintendo, hardcore Nintendo fans. Not Xbox fans that also have to Switch. I'm talking about Nintendo fans. Even the ones that don't have anything else because they don't give a shit about anything else. They only care about Nintendo. They're not tweeting about this. They don't care about Fortnite. They honestly don't care about playing with PlayStation gamers or Xbox gamers. They honestly don't care about playing with anything other than Nintendo games. So they're not talking about this. Then I look at the hardcore PC gamers. Not the Xbox gamers that play on PC or the PlayStation gamers that play on PC, straight up PC gamers that primarily play on PC and don't really care much about consoles. They're hardly talking about this. They don't care that PlayStation and Xbox don't play each other. If anything, they're just talking about that whoever they play against, they're going to own them. That's really what they're saying. They're saying, oh, shit, we get to play against console warriors, we're going to fucking murder them. And that's about it. That's about the much conversation they go through. The only ones that's having this big issue, the only ones that who they can't play with their brothers, they can't play with their sons, their wives, their girlfriends, their long lost friends. You know, they can't play with their best friend who's out in freaking Indianapolis and they live in California. Apparently, they can't play with their friends and best friends and family because Sony doesn't hit the green switch to allow crossplay between the two. Apparently, that's what's going on. So I already knew who the audience I was talking to. So with that, I made a tweet. Right? I made a tweet and said in the tweet, I'm going to leave this here. But while y'all dudes are talking about anti-consumerism, how come you guys ain't talking about the fact that Fortnite on Xbox, a free-to-play game, you can only play it if you have Xbox Live Gold. You have to have a subscription plan. Yeah, on PlayStation, you don't need PSN Plus. You don't need PlayStation Plus to play free-to-play games. Fortnite is literally free. I'm sorry, not free. All you have to do is buy the console, plug it into the internet, create a free account, download Fortnite Battle Royale, boom, you're playing the game. Why isn't the Xbox community addressing that? Why don't we even talk about that? All right? I told them I'm going to just leave this here. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And what happened exactly is what I foretold. None of the Xbox dudes even like acknowledged it. All of them damage controlled it. The ones that are bragging about Sony, oh, look at these Sony guys, they just damage controlled for Sony for not allowing crossplay. They did the very thing they talk shit about. They damage control Microsoft. Some of them even try to say that's bullshit, Puerto Rock. You have to pay for PSN to play Fortnite or Warframe because look at the term of service. Because they went in the store and they saw the copy pasted term of services about online. And I'm telling these guys, bro, look at these articles. Look at the forums. Talk to the gamers who actually play Warframe. Talk to the gamers who play Blacklight Retribution. Talk to the gamers who play Fortnite. They are telling you they're playing it for free because they don't have PSN Plus. The gamers are telling you this. So not only did they damage control, they try to spread misinformation, saying, no, these games aren't free. They are free. Sony said free-to-play games are actually free. You do not need a subscription. You understand what I'm saying? They did exactly what I knew they were going to do. They were going to damage control Microsoft. None of them said, if you're truly listen, if you want to fight the anti-consumerism, I'm going to shout out to Daniel J. $2 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, Microsoft should forget crossplay and focus on exclusives. I'm going to talk about that point too on the third issue with the Kumbaya. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to address that too. Great point, Daniel J. That's going to lead into my point. If you're all about the anti-consumerism, I'm not saying don't fight the anti-consumerism war. If you want to champion gamers, then champion gamers. For the people that truly don't care, right? They're not going to give a shit about crossplay, but they're going to use it for a console war to talk shit about Sony. Most people don't give a shit about Microsoft's charging gamers for free-to-play games, but people are going to use it to talk shit. That's why I threw that in there. I wanted to see these anti-consumerism heroes, and they failed. All of them. Every single one of them failed because they damage controlled it. If they were truly about the damage control, if they were truly about the anti-consumerism, they would have said, hey, crossplay for Sony is anti-consumerism, and then they read my tweet, Puerto'S tweet. They should have been like, whoa, hold up. Yo, Puerto'S, you're telling me that Microsoft's charging for these games that's free? Yo, Puerto'S, you're right. That's bullshit too. Yo, Sony, what they're doing is fucked up, but you're right. That shit's bullshit too. Like, yo, how is Microsoft going to charge for free shit? Especially when another console is allowing players to get it for free. So the true anti-consumerism people would start talking about both. Yo, Sony's bullshit because yada, yada, yada. And yo, I just found out about Microsoft bullshit. How the fuck is Microsoft going to fucking charge people for Fortnite? Right now, you got 35 million consoles sold on Xbox. You don't have 35 million Gold subscribers. Majority of Xbox gamers aren't subscribed to Gold, just like the majority of PlayStation gamers ain't subscribed to PSN Plus. I think the last number Sony said was 35 million. Sony sold what, 76 million consoles? So the majority of PlayStation gamers don't have PSN Plus. But every single PlayStation 4 gamer who bought the console and is connected online, has it constantly connected online, has access to Fortnite Battle Royale, has access to Warframe, has access to Blacklight Retribution, has access to DC Universe Online. They have access to these games. They're not restricted from content. On Xbox, you got 35 million consoles sold. A portion of that is gold subscribers. What about the rest? What game content do they have access to? They don't have access to Warframe. They don't have access to Fortnite. They don't have access to Blacklight Retribution. They don't have access to DC Universe Online. And I know some people 2 years ago, we used to talk shit about free-to-play. We can't talk shit about free-to-play no more. Fortnite's the biggest multiplayer out right now. It's bigger than PUBG. Fortnite's bigger than PUBG. It's the biggest game. It was even on Good Morning America. It hit the wave. So we can't talk shit about free-to-play no more. That's all people play on PlayStation now. A lot. There's millions of gamers. That's all they're playing. That's it. That's all they're playing. That's all they're streaming. Fortnite. And they don't have to pay PSN Plus to do it. So imagine if on Xbox, they remove the paywall. How many more gamers on Xbox would be playing Fortnite? Isn't that good for gaming? Isn't that consumer friendly? Doesn't that help the developer opening up Fortnite to even a bigger install base, having access to the full 35 million console sales of Xbox, right? That all sounds good, right? If you're an anti-consumer champion, you should be fighting for that. They didn't fight for that. They all damage control the tweet. Oh, Puerto Rico, you're just saying that for deflection. Even if I said that for deflection, it still doesn't change the fact Microsoft's charging people for free games. That fact is solidified. Nothing. So in the end, it's all bullshit. This anti-consumerism, none of you care. Most of us don't care. We only care with specifically what we want and what we talk about on the daily. And crossplay isn't that topic. The fact that Microsoft charges for free-to-play ain't that topic. That's not something we talk about on a regular. So if we don't talk about it on a regular, why are we fucking making a big deal out of it? It's because it's attempts to make the other brand look bad. That's all that is. It's bullshit. All right? With that said, I've been saying this whole crossplay anti-consumerism, cut it the fuck out. What we need to focus on is enough of the kumbaya bullshit that Microsoft is doing. That is the problem. All right? That is as real as I can tell you. All right? I'm being the realest I can be real. This kumbaya friendly shit is for the birds. We do not benefit from a Microsoft that's kumbaya. We do not benefit as consumers when companies go kumbaya and they shake hands when they should be competitors trying to beat the shit out of each other for our wallets, for our money. All right? That's what really is important. All right? You know what happens when companies get kumbaya? You know what happens when companies shake hands? You know what happens? We get the fucking goddamn cable industry. That's who we get. In my region, the only cable subscriber I can get is Time Warner. There is no Cox Cable. There's no fucking Optimum Cable Company. None of that. Those guys are not around. The only one that's here is Time Warner. It's either Time Warner or I guess satellite. And given, North Carolina, especially this area is affected by hurricane winds, Dish sucks out here. You really don't want to get Dish out here. So what's my option? Time Warner. That's also really the only option I got for internet. I have no other internet. There's one other internet provider. They're known as CenturyLink. DSL internet. Not even cable modem. DSL phone line. Maximum of 10. I think they provide 20 meg service. 20 meg service maximum. If I want over 50 meg service, I have to go to Time Warner. I have no options. So all of you people, at the times I have bad internet, I'm stuck with Time Warner. Now they're called Spectrum. There's no other choice. I don't have Fios out here. There's no Verizon Fios. You know, there's no Cablevision, there's no Optimum Cable, there's no Cox Cable. All those cable companies, they're not here. This is who I got. Why? Because the cable companies are kumbaya. They even said it themselves. They're not out to compete with other cable companies for our dollars. They take over certain regions. And they're cool with it. Spectrum Time was like, oh, we're going to take this block. Are you good with that? Yeah. You Optimum on it? Yeah, we'll take over this corner. We'll take over this portion of the city. We'll take over this portion of the state. We'll take over here. We'll take over there. They all are balancing to make maximum profit because they realize trying to compete head to head for the best cable services means they have to drop prices. And they're saying to themselves, why do we do that when we can just figure out where we want to be at and we charge what the fuck we want to charge? We won't have people be like, well, Time Warner, you suck. I'm going to go with Cablevision because they have better prices. We don't got that. That's what happens when we get Kumbaya. I don't want fucking Kumbaya. I want Microsoft to fucking grab a fucking knife and cut Sony and split their throat with fucking games. The way Sony is. Sony's not doing this fucking crossplay because, again, we all know the reason. People blame, oh, Sony's not for the players. Sony wants PlayStation 4 to be the most successful console this gen. And they're not going to do that worrying about, ooh, let's play with Xbox. No, they're trying to fucking put Xbox out of business. Phil's out here trying to fucking sing Kumbaya, man. It would be great for gamers. Sony's like, we're trying to kill you. We're trying to get your ass fired. I don't need Phil to be the Dalai Lama. I don't give a fuck about being a Dalai Lama. Just do your job. Worry about Xbox. Don't worry about, oh, it's going to be great for gamers because, you know, we can finally get little Timmy's little brother to play with. Man, shut up. No one cares. Fix your shit. Worry about how you're going to get back the market share in the console industry. Worry about how you're going to have a huge first-party publishing beast that creates insane amount of games to where people be like, yo, Xbox got some of the best titles out there. Because we're not saying that. No one's saying that. Come on, stop it, bro. Worrying about all this Kumbaya shit. Who gives a fuck about Kumbaya? Listen, you Xbox dudes don't even like us. I see you on Twitter. I don't even own a PlayStation because the community is so toxic. But you want to play with us? So get out of here. No one gives a fuck. Stop bullshit, man. Stop trying to be Martin Luther King. This isn't about civil rights acts and equality. Stop being so Martin Luther. We don't need Martin Luther Kings here in gaming. We don't need y'all. Just fucking make a beast-ass fucking console with a publishing party that creates killer fucking games. And your focus is to put PlayStation out of business. Because when you do that, that makes fucking Sony better too. Sony had to step up with a lot of things. We got party chat because fucking Microsoft was beasting Sony. Sony had to evolve and do shit. But if you're sitting there like a punk, you're not going to get better. Worrying about dumb shit. No one cares. Majority of gamers don't care about cross-play. That's just a fact. None of you really talk about it. The only time we goddamn talk about crossplay is when there's another game. Oh, Sony doesn't allow crossplay Xbox. Oh my God, now everybody's talking about it. After 2 weeks, dead silence. No one cares. So enough the shit. Enough the kumbaya. Phil is not the Dalai Lama. He's not Martin Luther King. He does not have a dream. He has a job. Phil Spencer has a job. Tell Phil Spencer to mind his goddamn business on what Sony does. Tell Phil Spencer to mind his goddamn business on what Nintendo does. Don't you find it embarrassing that a Nintendo Direct bodied inside Xbox? Yo, you got dudes passing out when they saw Super Smash Bros. Brawl announcement. They fucking passed out. These dudes are causing riots. Wouldn't you like to cause a fucking riot? Wouldn't you like to fucking look at something Xbox and be like, oh my God, and then just pass out and be like, wouldn't you like that feeling for once in your life? We had it. 2016 PSX. When they showed The Last of Us 2, PlayStation dudes was like, yo, it's over. Console war's over. When was the last time you Xbox dudes said that? When was the last time y'all saw something like, done, PlayStation's done, it's over? When was the last time you actually had that feeling? When you saw Super Lucky's Tale? When you saw the 5th Forza installment? When? When did you have that feeling like, oh, that it? It's over. This is it. This is the game. When did you have that? Nintendo had it. They're doing it with Super Smash Brothers. They're like, oh, it's over for PlayStation, Xbox. We won 2018. Nintendo fans feel like they won 2018. Now, whether we agree with them is not the point. It's the feeling that they have. These Nintendo dudes have this feeling that Nintendo cannot be stopped, and it's because of games. We had it with The Last of Us. When The Last of Us 2 was shown, it's over. We were like, it's over. There's nothing anyone could create to beat it. When was the last time Xbox had that? When we saw a game that we knew was Xbox exclusive, and we're like, it's over. There's nothing Sony and Nintendo can release to beat this new IP. We haven't had that yet. And the dude in charge is reading scriptures from the Bible. My man Phil Spencer's acting like Jesus. You know, he's like, don't go eye for an eye. If the enemy takes your eye, give him the other one. Like, what are you doing? This is not the Sermon on the Mount. You're not here to preach. You're not here to fulfill God's vision. Like, you didn't get set down on this planet for that. My man Ravenflow, remember Xbox fans standing ovation for E3 for BC. Backwards compatibility. Phil is not Jesus. He didn't come to redeem our sins. He's the head of Xbox. His job is, now that I'm in charge of Xbox, how do I kill Sony? What do I got to do? How can I get this platform to be like, yo, Xbox is creating some shit that's blowing people's mind. Xbox creating some games that got PlayStation fans salty as fuck. And no, Sea of Thieves ain't got us salty as fuck. I'm sorry. Listen, you guys are enjoying the game. Some people enjoy the game. But I don't give a shit about being a pirate shooting cats out of a cannon. All right. That ain't it. No one jumped for Sea of Thieves. No one's like, it's over. No. And no one's going, it's over for Darwin Project. Come on, bro. We know what we're talking about here. Where is the fucking guns? We need the guns of Samoa on Xbox. We don't need Kumbaya. Nintendo's not doing Kumbaya, bro. They're not. Nintendo's out here to kill motherfuckers. They're already hyping they're going to surpass Xbox in 2018. That's us. Does that sound like Nintendo wants to do Kumbaya with you guys? Does that sound like they're friendly? No. They're trying to fuck you up. Nintendo fans are trying to put Xbox in third place. And you guys want to worry about crossplay. What are we doing here? We benefit when these dudes are at each other's throat. That's why Super NES and Genesis era is regarded as one of the best eras of gaming. Because those two were at each other's throat. Anytime Sega got to take a jab at Nintendo, they did it. They even made commercials. They even made a song. Genesis can't do this on Nintendo. They were going hard at Nintendo. And Nintendo had to step up and go beast with the Super NES. Because, Genesis was kicking Nintendo's ass. Genesis was fucking killing them. With exclusives. Bursting. Blast processing. Nintendo's the kiddie console. They kept going on Mortal Kombat. Them two were at their throats. And notice those two consoles were phenomenal. We do not benefit from Kumbaya. If you think we benefit from Kumbaya, just look at cable companies. That's all I got. That's the best example I could give you. These cable companies are Kumbaya. They're in bed with each other. Why do you think all the cable companies wanted to get rid of the fucking, I forgot what it's called, the fucking internet shit. Somebody type it. I completely forgot. Net neutrality. What Subspectre was going on, Full of Duty, Emperor Baron was going on. My man Emperor, he can tell you himself. Emperor don't give a fuck about crossplay. He wants Xbox and PlayStation to disappear. He's like, fuck these companies. They ain't here. You think these Nintendo dudes are here to sing Kumbaya? Ooh, let's game. You think Nintendo actually cares that they're going to play Minecraft with you dudes? They don't care. They're going to be playing Super Smash Bros. Ball. They don't give a fuck. Nintendo's coming after y'all. They're coming after Sony. But Emperor just don't admit that they can't phase Sony. You know what I'm saying? Emperor. Bro, you may got Sony on handhelds, but consoles, we ain't worrying about y'all. We ain't starting y'all. Another Smash Brothers. Since when you guys don't have Smash Brothers against PlayStation? You had it with N64, you guys got pimp slapped. You had it with GameCube, still got pimp slapped. So we good. I don't know about you Xbox dudes. Y'all gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? On the real, we need competition, real competition. And I'm gonna tell you. Let me explain this. Let me give you another metaphor. This is how I feel about Xbox. I'm gonna tell you, it's a gaming console. I'll play any kind of console, whatever. But when I hear about Xbox, right? I'm gonna look at consoles like a steakhouse. I'm gonna use that analogy. All right. With PlayStation, you know, let's say PlayStation Steakhouse. When we go into a steakhouse, we're talking about the steak. Whatever your steak, you know, prime rib, you know, filet mignon, whatever. It's all about the steak, which is the games, the first party publishing. All right. We're not talking about all the other stuff, side stuff. The side stuff is cool. The wine, the drink, the appetizers. All that stuff is cool. You know, mashed potatoes, little mashed potatoes, you know, whatever. Anything you like, you know, Texas fried, whatever. The wine, all that side shit. You know, the waitress looks cute. All right. But when we leave the steakhouse, we're going to be like, man, that was some good steak. Yo, what did you get? Oh, I got the bone-in ribeye. Exquisite. Prime rib. Perfect. You know, filet mignon, New York strip. Woo! That's what we talk about. Amazing. If I go to a steakhouse and it's represent the Xbox, we're not talking about the steak. Everybody's hyped about everything else but the steak. Oh my God, the loaded mashed potatoes, amazing. Yo, look at that waitress. Fattest ass I ever seen. The wine is delicious. The appetizers, the best. And I'm sitting here like, the fuck is we talking about? Like, this is a steakhouse and we're doing everything but the steak. And what are these appetizers I'm talking about? EA Access, Game Pass, enhanced backwards compatibility. The fuck? Like, granted, cool. Those are great things. But that's not the main point. None of that's the main thing. EA Access, sure, it's a good service, has a lot of value, but it's a bunch of old games that you pay $5 a month to just have in your library. Game Pass, okay, you're renting games. Most of it's 360 games. Backwards compatibility, cool. You didn't get to play 360 5 years ago. Now you're catching up. Congratulations. Cool. When are we going to talk about the goddamn steak? They don't do that. I'll be honest. Sometimes I see tweet and I see the shit Xbox gamers are proud of. Most of the shit, I'd be like, yo, I wouldn't be proud of that. Like, yo, you see lists. Yo, shout out to my boy Tim Dog. But you see his reasons on love Xbox. Then you see another dude named Jamie Moran. You know, they love to do lists. You know what's missing from that list? Exclusive games. They only talk about Dolby Atmos, HDR, 4K enhancements, backwards compatibility, custom controllers, EA Access, Game Pass. I'm like, at what point do you list the steak? Because since we're in a steakhouse, can we talk about the steak? No, we don't talk about steak. So we're in a steakhouse. That's the one thing we're not talking about. Why? If we're going to talk about appetizers and fucking sides, we'll just go to Applebee's. And we can have unlimited appetizers all night for $10. Like, what are we doing? Shout out to my man Lionel. Super chat, he says, Phil Spencer out here trying to solve world peace. Get him out of here. You know? Am I bugging out? That's the best analogy. That's how I feel. You know? Because I do follow a lot of Xbox dudes. But, yo, it's funny. I leave them alone because I'm not going to harass their thing. But, yo, they, you know, they do the weird shit where they list and it has that green check. It's like, it looks like a notepad on Twitter. It's weird. But look at those shits that you see. See if they say exclusive games or Microsoft first-party publishing. See if that's on the list of the reason why they love Xbox. They don't talk about the steak. They talk about Dolby Atmos. Do you even have a headset that's Dolby Atmos capable yet? Some people don't even have the ability to listen to Dolby Atmos, and they're listing it. Like, yo, this shit is wild. Yo, this shit is bugged out. It just, yo, like, talk about the steak. There's no steak talk. They're not talking about steak here. They're talking about loaded mashed potatoes. They're talking about how great tasting the sour cream is. Like, what? We're talking about sour cream? That's what we're talking about? This is the best sour cream you have? This is the reason why you go to this restaurant? So you go into this steakhouse because the sour cream tastes great. That's what we're doing here. Yo. Yo, I'm glad Nintendo is beasting. I'm glad Nintendo's out there killing it. Because I will admit, Sony is looking out at what Nintendo's doing. The type of games, type of experiences. I hope Sony don't copy that Switch bullshit. I think leave that to Nintendo, you know. But they see Nintendo is really going hard on their first-party output. And if you recently read an article, Sony's restructuring their organization and Sony, you know, for PlayStation specifically, to ensure that their first-party output is the highest priority. All right? Shout out to my man, Yvonne Lamont. He said, P-Rock, they're depending on fake downgrade videos now. I'm going to finish off with that one. That's the Detroit Human. Oh, boy. We're going to finish off on that one. Eating a Hershey's Kiss. Yo. If you could take for anything else from Nintendo, Nintendo is killing it by pushing their first party. Look how in tune Nintendo is with their fans, the people that's going to support Switch. This is the shit that's here we go. If you saw the Nintendo Direct, the last part, the last minute and a half, the last minute and a half, they showed Splatoon, and you see them fighting, whatever. So everybody thought that was going to be like a Splatoon sequel or something, right? Then all of a sudden the screen goes dark, and you see the character look, and in the eyeball, you saw the Smash Brothers symbol. That tells you Nintendo knows what the fans want. Because they psyched out their fans thinking that they're going to end the show with Splatoon 2. So everybody's like, oh, okay, Splatoon, this is how the show's going to end. Let's see what they add. And then all of a sudden, they switched it up. And the fans are like, yo, what's going on? And then the character turns around. And the people are like, what? Some people were already guessing Super Smash Brothers. They're like, oh, maybe a new character. Like, yo, what's happening? Then all of a sudden, boom, Super Smash Brothers. And they flip the fuck out. That's a company that knows their fucking fan base. They're not worried about a Sony fan view on Switch. They're not worried about an Xbox fan view. Sony fans and Xbox fans are like, oh, Switch sucks because it doesn't have online. I can't play Call of Duty. Nintendo's like, I don't give a fuck about y'all. You want Call of Duty? Go to fucking PlayStation. Go to Xbox. Go to PC. Fuck y'all. This ain't about y'all. We got a console for you. It's called the PlayStation. You want Call of Duty? We got a console for you. It's called the Xbox. Because most of the people that are complaining about third party are PlayStation and Xbox fans. I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it real. I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty on the Switch. I got the Call of Duty box here. It's here. I already have it. Why am I paying for another one? Nintendo knows that. They're not going to care and push and try to make Switch a Call of Duty box. If they get it, they get it. They don't, they don't. They know what their fans want. That is a company that is in tune with the core fan base of who's supporting them. Do you understand? Sony knows what we gamers want, PlayStation gamers want. They know most of us don't give a fuck about cross-playing with Xbox. Most PlayStation dudes, I'm not one of them, they don't even want Xbox to exist. That's for real. I talk to PlayStation dudes all the time. They just wish that brand just dies. I don't know why. I'm like, it's just a console. It's competition. Some of them don't like that console to even exist. They felt the industry went to shit the moment Xbox came on. That's just their opinion. That should just tell you how much they don't want to play with your Xbox dudes. The majority don't want to play with y'all. They want Sony to focus on Sony gamers. Xbox needs to focus on Xbox gamers. That's just the truth. Xbox needs to focus on Xbox. Don't worry about everybody else. Everybody else is fine. Why the fuck you worrying about Crossplay on PlayStation? They got 73 million consoles sold. 70 million active users. They provide these free-to-play games for free. Sony is fine. They got plenty of gamers to play online on that platform. Don't worry about it. Nintendo, they know exactly what their fan base wants. And they're giving it to them. They're giving them great gaming on the go, and they're pumping out blockbuster hits. Super Smash Brothers 2018. And E3's not even here yet. And they already beasted 2018. Shout out to my man, Lionel. You know, my man right there, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, you Nintendo dudes need to calm down too. Nintendo been running from Sony since they got their stuff pushed in with the GameCube. They said, F this, we making our own market. We going straight ahead. Yo, my man Lionel is killing them out there. Yo, I'm telling you, Lionel's Yoshida. You know what I'm saying? My man balling out there in Tokyo. All right? Shout out to Lionel, You know, and I do pot shots with Emperor, talking shit, whatever. All right? Listen. And even I said complaints about Nintendo, but ultimately I really don't give a shit if Nintendo doesn't have an online structure just like Sony or Microsoft, Xbox. I don't give a shit if the Switch gets Call of Duty because that's not what I'm looking for. I have Call of Duty. You guys have Call of Duty. Why do you need more Call of Duty? How much Call of Duty can you fucking get? Some of us don't even buy Call of Duty anymore, yet we want the Switch to have it. So you want the Switch to have a game you're not even going to play or buy. If you're going to buy the Switch, it's because of Switch games. And Nintendo knows that. That is what Nintendo's doing. Nintendo's like, we're giving you Switch. We're not giving you PlayStation Lite. We're not going to give you Xbox One Lite. So you can just talk shit that, oh, you got Call of Duty, but it's only in 720p or 792p, 30 frames. It's just not a good. So it's just, they're not doing that. They're going to give you the games, and they're going to pick the third-party games that best fit the Switch, so that way people can enjoy it on the go. That's why they probably went after Doom and Skyrim, because, people are enjoying Skyrim, even though it's not 1080p, 60 frames, whatever, but they're playing Skyrim on the go. I don't care how many Ps it is on PC or how many Ps it is on PlayStation or Xbox. You can't play that on the go and just enjoy the game for what it is, and that's what they're doing. My man Von Lamont, why everyone's sleeping on Sony's E3? The question, I don't know. I'll be honest, I really don't know what to expect. It's going to take me a while for me to think a prediction on what Sony's going to do at E3. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they already stopped production of PS4 games and now they already began making PS5 games. I don't know if they still got a few more games under their belt for PS4 before they start moving on to next gen. I don't really know. Because what more can Sony do? Because I think the PS5 is going to come out 2020, which is not far off. And at some point, you have to start making games for that. Especially if games takes like 6 years, 5 years. You have to start making games for the PS5 now. So that way they could be released in 2023, 2022. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 years after the launch of the PS3. So I don't know what Sony's going to do. It's going to be interesting. We don't benefit for Kumbaya. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 sequel, Order 1880 sequel. I definitely will bet we're going to see Horizon Zero Dawn 2 sequel. And I would imagine it will be a crossplay. Shout out to Vaughn. Thank you so much for the super chat. It's going to be a crossplay stuff. But as far as for Nintendo, like I'm going to shout out to Lionel again to his super chat. You know, he wants the Nintendo fans to calm down, but brother, man, you can't blame him. Nintendo's going for the jugular, and that's what Microsoft needs to do. Just go for the jugular. Don't worry about this Kumbaya. Listen, I know on Twitter, on YouTube, we go at each other's throats. We talk shit. People are calling us toxic communities. It's just words. The only time I think it really gets stupid is with racism and when people start doxing, you know, doing weird shit like that. But the shit talking, I really don't care if people call the PlayStation the gay station. I don't really care if they call it the delay station. I really don't care if they call it the worst console. That I don't see that as insults at all. It's not insulting to me. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't take it personal, you don't use racism, make fun of people's families, docs, any of that shit. You could make fun and talk shit about any piece of plastic, and it's all irrelevant to me. All right? At the end of the day, though, these companies cannot be friends. Once they start becoming friends, once Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, they start looking at each other as allies, then we're the enemy. We get fucked. We already have it with cable companies. They all stopped being competitors to one another. They all became allies. They orchestrated, at least in the United States, they orchestrated this plan where they don't step on other people's regions in cities and towns. So that way the people within those regions, they have limited access to a slew of choices. They have less options. Like I said, I only have one option for one cable company. The only other option is satellite. But based on where I'm at, the weather won't make it a great experience. So if I want consistent, great experience for watching TV, it's Time Warner or Spectrum, as they call now. And they're the only ones that provide high bandwidth internet. The only one. So what competition do I have? That is what happens when companies go kumbaya. We do not want Sony, Nintendo, Microsoft to go kumbaya. We want them at each other's throat. We want them with the attitude of trying to put the other competitor out of business because they are doing their very best to give us the best values, the best games out there. And I don't think Microsoft is doing that. That's why I think Microsoft is constantly getting their teeth kicked in. They need you to just stop. Just beast. Vaughn, thank you so much. He says, maybe Sony got another exclusive Marvel character from Disney and Marvel. I couldn't see Sony only getting Spider-Man exclusive rights. There's a lot of characters. I know Square Enix got rights to Marvel characters. I just don't know how much. I know they're making an Avengers game. That's their first game. And Avengers has a lot of characters. So you could imagine Captain America belongs to them, a Hulk, Iron Man, Thor. Think of the Avengers. Vision, maybe, Scarlet Witch, there's just a lot of people that's encompassed on Avengers, and I think Square Enix, whatever. What I really would love Sony to grab, I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, I would love somehow, some way for Sony to get that Star Wars 1313 projects from EA. That single player experience for Star Wars that, EA nixed, I would love Sony to get their hands on that. I would love, maybe give it to Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, just give it to one of the devs so they could finish it or complete the vision of that game. I would love to see that Star Wars single player. I would love When I was playing Battlefront, um, I was playing the single player. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I mean, I know some people probably gonna get pissed at me. How can you support that Puerto'S? It is a good game. It's just the same. It's a real shame what EA did. I didn't buy. I bought it on sale. It's a good game. It is a good game, and the single player is great. It was good. I gotta admit, and it made me want more. The single player, I just want to play the single player. It's just I want more of it. I would love a full-fledged, fleshed out, huge single player Star Wars game. I missed that. I remember back in the days we used to get. Remember last gen, The Force Unleashed and stuff. And then I remember Super Nintendo. It's just Star Wars make great. It's a great background for single player. My man Lionel, thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't think Nintendo is a threat to Sony. If anything, they're a way bigger threat to Xbox. Most of these Nintendo fans already got a PS4. Good point. I agree. I don't think they're a threat, but I think Sony is taking note because Nintendo is pushing first party and they are selling a lot. And recently with Sony restructuring with the focus of first party output, Sony knows we got to make sure our first party is on point. And I think Sony doesn't want to repeat what happened with the PS4 where there wasn't a lot of first party titles the first 3 years. Sony even said it themselves, our lineup looks sparse. They don't want to go through that again. They want to make sure when they release a PS5, they're able to support it with great first party content. And that's what they're going to do. And Nintendo is writing that thing. Our console has great first party exclusive support and people are buying it. Microsoft needs to ride on that train. Notice how Phil Spencer is funny. And I said this a while back. I wish I could point to the video I said it. But it was around the time Phil Spencer said, let me put this. Vaughn said, bruh, if they get exclusive Star Wars, Xbox is done. Yo, if Sony could pull at least one game, exclusive Star Wars story, oh my God. It'll be bananas. I don't even know where to fucking begin. It would be crazy. It would be insane. Right? But back to my point. Remember when Phil Spencer a while back said that single player games, how can I don't want to misquote him, but he was talking about that single player games aren't as successful as they used to be. There's only a few games that could really stand out. Zelda generally does good. He says Horizon Zero Dawn does okay. He says they generally, whatever. But it's the service, it's games as a service that are huge, And that for single player games, he's looking at Game Pass and stuff like that to possibly supplement these projects to continue single player games. And some people were like, yeah, single player games ain't bringing in that much revenue. Some of them don't even make money. Some people were even saying that Horizon Zero Dawn still hasn't made back the money at that time because it only sold 2 million, 3 million, whatever. Now we fast forward a year because this was around when Horizon Zero Dawn came out. Horizon Zero Dawn sold 7.6 million. Zelda sold just as much, if not more. Mario, single player, sold as much, just as more. The only platform whose single player games are sold like shit are Xbox. And it so happens to be headed by a guy who don't believe in it. Nintendo believes in it. Sony believes in it. And you best believe Sony believes in it. Because look how many single-player primary focus games they're making. They made Uncharted. It has multiplayer, but, that's a huge single-player game because that's what the game's known for. They're doubling. They just made Ghost of Tsushima. Horizon Zero Dawn. The Last of Us 2 is coming. Spider-Man. Detroit, Days Gone, and now rumors of Order 1886. That just blows my mind. And I told somebody I was going to come back to that. We might get a sequel to Order 1886. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I think the game's garbage. I think it's trash. I think the reason why some people like it is because the graphics look phenomenal. The graphics look great. I'm not going to lie. I know they did that weird fucking contrast movie ratio, but graphically that game looks great. The gameplay's trash. It reminds me of Rise in a way. Great looking game, great story, trash gameplay. But the difference between Rise and Order 1886, Sony for some reason has faith. Maybe it is an Order 1886. Maybe it's a new IP. Just the fact that Ready Up Dawn's making a new IP is still weird enough because let's say if Order 1886 did fail, they still greenlighting Ready Up Dawn to make a new game, which means to tell me they did something right somehow. They made money. But I have a feeling it's Order 1886 sequel. It's just wild. Yo, it will blow my mind if this E3 we see Order 1887. The few things they need to improve, the single player. It needs to be much longer than that 5-hour shit. The gameplay needs to be better. The controls were tankish, very slow. The character needs to be smoother. It almost felt like Resident Evil type-ish. It wasn't smooth. The character needs to be smoother. The shooting needs to be smoother. The weapons needs to be, the majority of the weapons need to be usable. Because if you play the game on hard mode, like if you play easy, yeah, you can use any weapon. But if you play on hard mode and you want a challenge, there's only 2 weapons you're really going to fucking use. Like that big-ass electric bolt that takes so while to charge up, you can't use it in hard mode. You try to charge that shit up, you're getting shot up and you're dead. There's no way to use that mode. So the weapons need to be more fluid, more usable, the gameplay faster, longer. It needs to have co-op. The game begs for co-op and multiplayer to extend the life. You just can't come out with a basic package, a third-person shooter with basic packaging. Shout out to Vaughn. Says Xbox, the only one saying the budgets for these games is bigger than it is. Quantum Dreams came out and said Detroit budget was $30 million. Brother, I know. I've been telling these dudes, you have to be a smart publisher and developer. You cannot go and expect the game to sell $8 million. Only a few games can do that. Like the Grand Theft Autos, Red Dead Redemptions, maybe the Battlefront. Even Battlefront was short $1 million. It is better to create a decent game and project 2-3 million sales and end up selling 7 or 8 million than to make a beast game and say, oh, we got to make 10 million, and then the game sells only 5. And I'm telling you, you look at the games Sony produces, they're not super big budget games. They don't cost $100 million to make. Uncharted, none of the Uncharted's were like $100 million ventures. None of them. None of them have the cost of a Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. They have a decent budget, but these developers are so talented, they don't need $100 million. I remember, what was it, Dead Space 2, that article a couple of months ago, when EA shut down Visceral, and they said that Dead Space, I think it was Dead Space 3 or Dead Space 2, didn't meet expectations. And the game had a budget of $68 million, almost $70 million for Dead Space 3. Yet Uncharted 2, the budget was like $25 million. I want y'all to think about that. Compare Uncharted 2 with Dead Space 3. Make no mistake, Dead Space is a great looking game. But the game is not $40 million more better than Uncharted 2. It's not better looking or production-wise better than Uncharted 2. Now, you could say you may like the game better because it's a horror and you like the theme. I'm not arguing which game is better just to be better for the sake of your personal enjoyment. I'm talking about just the production hour. Like, if you looked at Uncharted 2 and you looked at Dead Space and you had 2 stickers. One sticker says 24 million. The other sticker says 70 million. And you had to place the sticker on which game. Majority of people are going to take $70 million, put it on Uncharted, $24 million, put it on Dead Space. Just by looking at the games and the production value. Yet it's the opposite. So it was like more like 24, 28 million. How does Naughty Dog able to make such a high production game with multiplayer look beautiful at a fraction of the cost of Dead Space? And some people say, I know some people are going to bring up marketing. Uncharted 2 had amazing marketing. It was a big blockbuster thing. You just have to be smart with your development. You just have to be smart. That's why games like Yakuza and Persona, they're like on number 6 and 7. It's because they're smart with the development of the game and the expectation of how it sells. And that's all you really need. You're like, who's more successful? Let's be real. let's talk about Hellblade, right? Oh shit, Puerto'S like, oh, everybody's thinking Puerto'S about to go on his Hellblade bullshit. But figure this: Hellblade, right, sold 500,000, right? Not a lot between PC and PlayStation. We already saw my rant. If you haven't, go check it out. It's funny as hell. I was a little bit drunk too. Funny as hell. My Hellblade rant. I might even link it in the description box if I can find it. 500,000. But the developer, Ninja Theory, they said themselves that amount of sales doubled their expectation. That is what they said. They were expecting 250K across both platforms over a 6-month period. They ended up getting 500,000 sales across both platforms in a 3-month period. It exceeded their expectations. Now compare that to companies who expected 7-8 million sales and only got 5 million. Sure, their game sold 5 million, but it didn't meet the 7 million threshold. Ninja Theory met their threshold. In fact, it went beyond their threshold. So who's more successful as a dev? That's the point I'm trying to make. These developers and publishers have to just be smart with game development. That's just a reality. All right? That's my thing. So I just want to finish off with one thing because I want to get back. It's 1:30. I want to get back to playing games. You know what I'm saying? I want to hit up this Shadow of War. You know, Shadow of Grind of War. All right? But I want to finish off with saying, hey, it's great to be back for just a little bit. You know, tomorrow I'm going to have my podcast. It's going to be my farewell podcast. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you are able to join live. I would truly appreciate it to rock out. I think I'm able to have Van Outdoor. I'm gonna have Kid Smooth for a little bit, but then he's gonna rock out for about 30 minutes because he has to do his Planet Xbox. Zaire gonna be on there all day. I'm gonna try to have on there. Let's see, who else I invited? Kratos, Craig Harris. I'm gonna send an invite to Jay Fonzarelli. I haven't sent him an invite, but we're gonna Alex. So I'm gonna have a good crew. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go Kumbaya on the podcast, and then after that, I fly out Thursday, and we're gonna see how my podcast moves on for that. It's gonna be the next 3 weeks is gonna be rocky because I have to get situated with my new home. I'm gonna be living in a hotel, so I don't know how the Wi-Fi is gonna be before I get a home, and then when I do get a home, maybe I'll live on base or off base, whatever. Then I have to get internet set up. So it's like a 3-week process, 4-week process before I fully get set up online, play games, all that stuff. And then from then on, I'll start figuring out the schedule, when I'll do the podcast, what time, and stuff like that. If anything, I want to ask y'all a favor. I'll probably do a tweet about this, but if I had to move my podcast at a different time, I want you to think about, would working on the weekends better for you, or do you mind seeing podcasts like early afternoons on a weekday? Like, for instance, if it was to be on a Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, is that a problem for you guys? Can't make it, not make it, things like that. Because like 2 p.m. Eastern on a Wednesday is 8 p.m. Eastern. Because it's a 6-hour difference. Or would it be better to move it on a weekend during the evenings? Stuff like that, because what I want to make sure is, one of the best part is being able to interact with everybody live, and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get the best. I know I'm not going to be able to please everyone. I know a lot of dudes have school, because I have to think about that. I have to think about you, the guys who are in school. Oh, my man said going to Mexico. It's Germany, you bum. I'm in the Marines. That's to Philsbury. I'm in the Marines. I'm getting stationed out there. So I'll probably the weekend, maybe on Sunday. I won't be. I'll tell you up front. I probably won't be doing podcasts on Saturdays. Only because I want to take the Friday and Saturdays to enjoy Europe. So me and my wife will be definitely going out. We're gonna be going to the clubs, to the bars. We're gonna go to museums. We're gonna see the castles. We're just gonna enjoy every weekend we can out there. But I still want to make sure I keep up uh, with the podcast. Or I might just suck it the fuck up and host my podcast at 2 in the morning on Wednesday, and then just deal with it on Thursday. You know, drink a lot of coffee during the workday on Thursday. Just fucking deal with it. You know, I just might suck it up for you guys and still hold the podcast 8 p.m. Wednesday. It'll be like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 2 in the morning on Thursday. That's dedication. You know what I'm saying? You know, but anyway, it's awesome. Thank you so much for you guys. I hope if whatever you guys are doing, I hope you guys my man said 2 a.m. busy gaming. Hey, I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. I hope wherever you guys are now, if you're at work, guard duty, I hope I was able to make your late night shifts, you know, go a lot faster and stuff like that. Appreciate it. You guys have been awesome. To those who supported the super chat, Daniel J, Vaughn, Lionel, you know, aka Yoshida. You know what I'm saying? You know who fuck how many you guys are just beasting the super chat. I gotta scroll up and look at you guys, man. Oh man, I can't even go that far. But you guys, hey, everybody who hooked it up on the super chat, thank you so much. All you guys who decided to show up last minute, I'm glad you do. I'm glad the notifications work. I hope you enjoyed the topics. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell. Tweet around. Tell them, yo, Puerto'S came at night and preached some truth. Because that's what I do for you guys. I preach the truth. That's all I got to do. Yo, you guys are awesome. Peace. And thank you so much for the fair wishes. Be here tomorrow, please. 8 p.m. Eastern, my farewell. We'll see how it goes. And to everybody in Europe, I will see you guys soon. All right? Take care. Peace.